Hey everyone, I'm Bodhi. Thank you for sharing your Qigong practice with me today. Well, today we are going to be focusing on Qigong for acid reflux. And if you haven't done it already, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Now, before we get into the Qigong, when we're talking about any kind of disharmony of the digestive system, we have to talk about food. And there are 10 foods, specifically 10 plants, that damage our digestive system. And the processing of those plants into our favorite processed foods that we love, the candies and chocolates and cookies and burgers and pizza and all that stuff that we love to eat, that we all know damages our system. But what we got to think about is they come from 10 plants that we might not also associate the fact that they actually are what's damaging our system. So these would be wheat, corn, soy, oats, rice, beans, nuts, seeds, legumes, and then we're going to classify the last guys, the nightshades, which are tomato, potato, pepper, and eggplant. And these 10 different foods damage our digestive tract and cause us disharmonies that can be anywhere from diarrhea, constipation, bloating, gurgling, cramping in the stomach, and of course, nausea and acid reflux. And so the job of the spleen in stomach, so spleen separates turbid from the pure and moves things up to nourish the brain, and stomach moves things down to digest and move things out. So we have to look at spleen and stomach specifically for this kind of program, but what we also have to look at is the liver and gallbladder. And this is, once again, from a Western perspective, where we don't typically think of. But stress, anger, irritability, strong emotional stimulus always have an effect on our tummy. And the liver has this powerful ability to attack laterally and attack the spleen and stomach, leading to a lot of digestive issues. So today we're going to be incorporating some exercise for the liver and of course some exercise for the spleen and stomach. So as we always do, let's get into action and start things off with a few cleansing breaths. So step the feet slightly wider than shoulder width, bend the knees, tuck the pelvis under, lift from the crown of the head. Now with me, take a deep breath in. Visualize gathering white light all around the body as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, pulling it down, filling your body, melting all tension down into the ground. In 2. And melt. In 3, gather the light. And melt. In 4. And melt. And in 5. And melt. Good. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to be starting with our liver and gallbladder, making sure that qi moves smoothly through the body. Remember, qi should move smoothly like the roots and branches of a tree. So first we're going to clear any stagnations in the liver and gallbladder channel. And for this, we're going to be visualizing beautiful, bright, shiny emerald green light. So anywhere your hand travels over your body, I want you to visualize that beautiful green light traveling over. And we're going to start down on the inside of the big toe. We're going to pick up that liver channel. So take a breath in. Breathing out, coming down, rolling down. Connecting to the top side of or outside of the big toe, and we're going to breathe in, leading green light up the front portion of the inside of the leg, to the outside of the hip, into the chest, to the throat, to the eyes, where we're going to pick up the gallbladder channel down the sides of the head, and we're going to breathe out, and we're going to visualize that green light moving down the entire side of the body, clearing any stagnations all the way down the gallbladder channel. Breathing in, green light comes up to the hip, to the chest, the throat, the eyes, and then beautiful green light down over the sides of the neck and shoulders, down the entire side of the body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Remember, Yi Dao Qi Dao, where the mind goes, the Qi follows. Keep your mind connected to where your hands travel over your body, visualizing that beautiful green light, clearing any stagnations. Breathing in, green light comes up. Breathing out, green light goes down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last two. Breathing in to the hip, chest, throat, eyes. Breathing out down the entire side. Last time, breathing in. And breathing out. Slowly rolling up, breathing in. And breathing out. Now today we're going to be incorporating some very powerful acupressure points into the program. And the first one we're going to look at, once again, about moving qi in the body, but this point actually specifically harmonizes ascending and descending movements. And this would be large intestine 4, the fourth point along the large intestine channel. And so I'm going to show you guys how to find this point and accurately locate. So if you take your middle finger and your thumb, this is going to be our measuring because we're going to use the index finger to find the point. So we're going to put the middle finger at the head of the first bone in our hand, metacarpal, and our thumb at the base. You'll be able to feel the base of that bone. And then if you take your index finger to find the halfway point between the two fingers, and you're actually going to feel the bone there, and you'll feel a little depression, a little divot, a little notch out of the side of the bone. And this is the halfway point. And if we move just a little bit towards the thumb, we'll get to the peak of this muscle belly here. So if we just pull the hand together, we'll get this little lump in the hand at that halfway point. And this we're going to transfer from our index finger to our thumb, and this is large intestine 4. So once again, middle finger at the head, thumb at the base, find the halfway point. You'll feel that little notch. You can feel it on the side of the bone. And then basically bring your thumb inwards to feel the peak of the belly. Exchange the thumb for the first finger. And here we're going to give a little massage. And this is large intestine 4. So with me, a gentle little massage. You do not have to press very hard. This actually can be quite a tender spot. We're going to breathe nice and easy here. We're going to give a gentle little kneading rub. If 10 out of 10 is hard as you can push, 2 or 3 out of 10 is all you need. Once again, focusing your mind, focusing your eyes, focusing your attention on that spot. Wonderful pain relieving point. It's actually an analgesic point for pain relief, but it's a wonderful digestive point to, as I said, harmonize the ascending and descending of qi through the body. And acid reflux we look at as rebellious stomach qi. So when the stomach is too weak, the energy of the stomach is too weak to do its job, which is moving qi downwards, things move in rebellion, things move upwards, and then we get nausea and acid reflux, burping, belching, all that stuff is because qi is not strong enough to move things downward. Now that can be because of the food we eat, for sure, too much raw, sweet, or greasy, or too much thinking, too much anxiety. Overthinking actually does damage the ability for spleen and stomach to work properly. And all that sweet is those 10 foods that we talked about. that we love to eat, but we know don't work well. And even in their unprocessed state, we're not designed to eat them. So a little bit, doesn't matter whether you use left or right, points are bilateral, you can use both, but one is more than enough. Just spending a little bit of time here, giving a nice little massage to large intestine 4 anytime you feel, whether it's pain in your body, but also when you feel an upset tummy, great point to relax everything. Okay, cleansing breath. And out. So next we want to think of spleen and stomach. So we're going to look at that meridian, the spleen and stomach meridian. Spleen starting on the inside of the big toe, opposite side that the liver started. And it's going to travel up the middle portion of the inside of the leg. And then once again, crossing out to the hip, up the side of the body, where we'll pick up the stomach channel. And the stomach channel actually starts in your face, but we're going to pick it up at the chest, and we're going to run down the sides of the tummy, crossing out, and then running down the lateral aspect of the thigh and shin, all the way down to the second and third toe. Now for the stomach and spleen, we want to visualize beautiful sunflower yellow. Beautiful, bright, amazing sunflower yellow as we travel over the tissue. So we're going to start back down to the toe again. Deep breath in and out. Connecting to the inside of the big toe. Now breathing in, leading yellow light up the middle portion of the inside of the leg. Crossing out to the hip and running up the sides of the rib cage. Once we get over the chest, we're going to turn the fingers down, and we're going to pick up the stomach channel, running over the sides of the chest and abs, crossing out to the hip, to the outer thigh, over the outside of the knee, and down the shin, down to the second and third toe. Once again, breathing in, yellow light comes up. At the chest, turning over, yellow light goes down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Leading yellow light up. Leading yellow light down. Up the spleen, middle portion of the inside of the leg, crossing out to the hip, up the sides of the ribs and chest, then down the stomach channel, side of the chest and abs, crossing out over the outside of the thigh, outside the knee, shin, down to the second and third toe. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in. And out. Last time, breathing in. And breathing out. Slowly rolling up. And out. Now, I am a huge proponent of tracing meridians, tracing the energetic flow through your body. This is a wonderful way you can keep yourself healthy and harmonize the movement of energy through your body, keeping your body happy, healthy, and strong. Now, once again, we're going to help it out with specific acupressure points. And this time we're going to be using Ren 12. So the conception vessel, or the Ren channel, runs up the center line, the front center line of the body. And we're going to specifically find the end of our sternum. That's that hard bone there in the center, where our ribs meet. And just find where it comes to an end there. And then we're going to find our belly button. And then once again, we got that distance. We're going to cut that distance in half. And this is Ren 12. So from the belly button to the end of the sternum, cut it in half, and that's where we're going to find Ren 12. And we're going to take our left hand or right hand, doesn't matter, we're going to put the center of the palm over the top, and then the opposite hand over the top of that. And it does not matter which hand, right or left, whatever you feel most comfortable with, whatever you can lead Qi the easiest way, the most comfortable way. And I want you to focus your eyes and your mind. So as you breathe in, I want you to lead Qi, see it, visualize it, coming down through the top of your head as you breathe in, all the way down to your lower dantian. And then as you breathe out, I want you to see it come up your back, through your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands, and filling this area here, what we call the yellow court. This whole area here we want to fill with beautiful, bright yellow, sunflower yellow light. So we want to see white light comes down. Once it hits that lower dantian, we're going to yellow light come all the way into the hands and right into the stomach. So let's measure once again, bottom of the sternum, belly button, halfway there, hand over top, other hand over top there, totally relaxed. Here's where we get to do a beautiful little visualization meditation. So, with me, breathe in, seeing white light travel down through the top of your head, down through the center, through the taiji pole, all the way down to your lower tummy. As you breathe out, see it explode up your back, through your arms, down into your tummy, and filling that tummy with beautiful yellow light. Breathe in, lead white light down. Breathe out, yellow light out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. See that white light pouring down the center of you. Breathing out, seeing that yellow light circulate down through the hands, into the hands, and into your stomach. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, white light comes down. Breathing out, yellow light explodes. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, white light coming down. Breathing out, yellow light coming around. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Now keeping here, we're going to just make some small circles here with the hand, holding all that beautiful, bright sunflower yellow light in the yellow court. A few breaths in and out here. Dropping the hands down. One cleansing breath. And out. Now we got to harmonize everybody, harmonizing yin and yang. So this time, we're going to breathe in. Gather that white light all around the body as you breathe in. As you breathe out, pulling it down, filling your body, melting all tension down. Then connecting to the yin of the earth, gathering around you, breathing in, lifting up. At the heart, turning over and washing down any heart fire. Breathing in, gather. Breathing out, wash. Breathing in, gather. Breathing out, wash. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last time, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now, for our last acupressure point, we cannot do a digestive program without Pericardium 6. And this is a great point to calm the stomach. Any kind of acid reflux or nausea, this is a wonderful, wonderful point. So what we're going to first find is the transverse wrist crease. So that's the big major crease that creases across your wrist there. And we're going to take a thumb and put one edge of the thumb on the wrist crease. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to roll that thumb over one time. Taking our index finger, we're going to place it beside the thumb, just proximal to the thumb, in the center of our wrist. And we're going to feel a tendon on either side of that finger there. And this is Pericardium 6. Once again, we're going to transfer to the thumb, and we're going to give a nice, gentle little massage here. Now, Pericardium 6 is always very famous for motion sickness. If you're on a boat or a plane or in a car, anything that you get motion sickness is really, really, really great for any kind of nausea, really. But it is also wonderful for acid reflux, because once again, all of these things are rebellious stomach qi. These help to harmonize ascending and descending, making sure what's supposed to go up goes up and what's supposed to go down goes down. So a really great spot. So let's just take a few nice gentle cleansing breaths here while we massage Pericardium 6. Breathing in and out. In 2 and out. In 3 and out. In 4 and out. And 5 and out. And remember, as I said, it doesn't matter which side you use. The points are all bilateral, so if you use left or right hand, doesn't matter at all. And all three of these points, whether we're using Pericardium 6, whether you're using Ren 12, or whether you're using large intestine 4, all three of these points. So if you're at work or somewhere that you can't do some Qigong, or you don't feel comfortable doing some Qigong, if you can very simply stimulate these acupressure points and take care of your acid reflux. So let's finish off with just a few cleansing breaths. Deep breath in and out. Turning 45 right and out. 45 left and out. 90 right and out. 90 left and out. And one last one. Gather the light. Pulling it down, melting over your body. At the bottom, raise a little wisdom water of the kidney, turning it over to wash down the heart fire. Raising up and washing down. So, well done. Well, everyone, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope your tummy's feeling much better. Remember, Qigong is here for you anytime you need it. Morning or night, there is no good time. Every minute of the day is a great time for Qigong practice. Thanks so much.